three rules that mattered the most to me when I was a kid were eat all your vegetables, yuck. Don't bite your brother, to be fair, only expressly stated after the fact. And don't play with matches. My parents warned me about the dangerous power of fire, but to an 8-year-old budding pyromaniac, that sounded more like an invitation. The matches I wasn't supposed to play with came from ashtrays that my parents never used in hotels we stayed in on family vacations. And usually my older brother or sister would get the matches first. But by the time I was 8, I had one of my own. And as the youngest in my family, I often felt like I had no voice, no power. So I liked to look for ways to prove that I was as brave and daring as my older siblings. Well, one night my friend Sarah is over from next door, and I think, what better way to prove how brave and daring I am than to break the biggest rule of all with someone who won't tell on me? So I get out the matchbook and I light a match. And that little pearl of flame as it moves down that matchstick is so exciting. But it's getting close to my fingers, so I quick blow it out. And then I light another one. This time I let it get a little closer so I can feel the bite of the heat on my skin, and then quick blow it out. Well, after a couple more of these little flames are pretty small and fleeting. So I have this white plastic waste paper basket that's got some paper in it. And I take out a sheet of paper and I rip a strip off one end. And I light one end of that on fire. Now this is better because the flame is bigger. And I can still blow it out before it gets close to my hand. And I've probably already proven to Sarah my incredible bravery or stupidity, but it's not enough for me. And I think I'd really like to have a bigger flame a little farther from my hand. Remember, I'm 8 years old, so I take a piece of paper, an entire 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, thinking the flame will be on this side, my hand will be on this side, and I light the edge of the paper on fire. Pretty soon the flames are rising inches off the paper, and what I haven't expected is that it's going to eat across the paper like some kind of demonic fireworm toward my hand, and it's much too big to blow it out, and I can't shake it out, and I drop it in the waste paper basket, where it promptly catches the rest of the paper on fire and starts to melt the plastic. So my solution to this is to run to the bathroom and get the cup I use for brushing my teeth, which holds maybe 6 ounces of water, but I'm too impatient to fill it all the way because there's a fire burning in my bedroom. And so I run down the hall and I dump this 3 ounces of water on the fire, missing most of it and doing really nothing much at all. So I get Sarah to go with me, and I'm urging her to hurry, 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 but I want to be quiet because my dad's on the phone in the dining room, and I don't want to get caught. So we fill these, and we take them, and we throw them on the fire, and it really doesn't do much. And we go back the third time, and at this point, my dad bursts in, and I know I'm in so much trouble. But I'm really glad to see him. He grabs the side of the wastebasket that's not burning, takes it outside, puts it under the spigot, and puts out the fire. Then he sends Sarah home. He sends me to my room, and he goes back to his phone call with my aunt. And on that long walk down the hall, I hear him say, "Yeah, sorry about that. Laura was just trying to burn the house down." The disdain in his voice, the fact that my aunt now also knows immediately that I have been an idiot, and the thought that I really could have burned the house down, it's all very mortifying. My mom comes in, has a long conversation with me about the wisdom of not kindling fires in the house, takes away the rest of the matches, and I live with that bubbled plastic wastebasket for a long time. I know better than to ask for a new one. It's enough to chasten me. But what really brings it home is a couple of months later, I'm standing on our back patio, looking east, about a mile as the crow flies. It's the night of May 8th, 1970, and Old Main on the campus of Colorado State University is burning. The flames rise like a torch on the horizon, twice as tall as the building. An arsonist set fire to the papers, the archives, in the basement of Old Main as a protest against Nixon's decision to invade Cambodia. So now the Vietnam War, which has been the background of my entire childhood in the newspapers and on the television, is having an impact in my own backyard. My dad was a professor at the university, my mom a pacifist, and they were horrified by this act of vandalism. They took it personally. And me, I knew Old Main. I knew it was this big stone building. And the thought that a building made of stone could burn like that really made me realize just how catastrophic my little game of playing with matches could have been. And what really sank in was the realization that when people feel they have no voice, no power, even grown-ups will break the rules. And I saw when they do how quickly things can burn. Thank you.